Hey everyone, welcome to The Bold and the Beautiful. I'm Oma, and I'm so excited to have you here. If you love Bold and Beautiful update, then you're in the right place. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Alright, let's dive right in. You ever watch a story so wild, you don't even know who to trust anymore? That's exactly what's happening on The Bold and the Beautiful. Luna Nozawa is dead, and the question isn't who hated her. It's who didn't. Everyone had a reason. Bill swore he'd take her out like the trash. Lee once tried to strangle her. Electra was the last one seen screaming in her face. Even Will, her victim, was broken enough to snap. This isn't just another soap twist. This is a full-blown whodunit. Did someone push her off a cliff? Did she get shot? Or did her own demons finally catch up with her? Stick around, because the truth about Luna's death might be darker than anyone ever imagined. Luna's death sparks explosive whodunit mystery. I don't even know where to start. Maybe with the moment I heard the news that Luna was dead. The call came late at night, the kind of hour when nothing good ever happens. I remember staring at my phone, her name flashing on the screen in a group text chain that had suddenly blown up. My first thought wasn't shock or grief, it was relief. And the second thought that followed close behind was guilt for feeling that way. You have to understand who Luna was. Or at least, who she had become. Once upon a time, maybe she was just a lost girl, struggling to belong, to find her place in this family that never really wanted her. But somewhere along the way, Luna crossed a line. She stopped being misunderstood and started being dangerous. And when I say dangerous, I mean the kind of dangerous that keeps you up at night, staring at the ceiling, wondering if she's lurking just outside your door. The truth is, by the time she died, everyone had a reason to want her gone. That's what makes this so complicated. Her death wasn't a clean, tragic accident. It wasn't the kind of loss you cry about in a neat, Hallmark movie way. No, Luna's death was messy. It was ugly. And it left behind a trail of questions so twisted that even now, I don't know if we'll ever get all the answers. Let me back up. Will's shattered life. It started with Will Spencer. God, that kid never stood a chance. Luna saw him as a target, someone she could manipulate, someone she could use. And she did exactly that. She got him drunk, so far gone he could barely stand, and then she crossed a line you don't ever come back from. She pretended to be Electra, the girl Will loved, and took advantage of him. It wasn't just a mistake. It was a crime. When Will found out she was pregnant, I swear I thought he was going to break apart right there in front of me. His hands shook, his eyes darted around the room like he was searching for a way out. He kept muttering, "This isn't real. This can't be real." But it was real. Luna was carrying his child, or at least, that's what she claimed. The first thing he did was go to his parents. Bill and Katie were horrified, of course. Bill, being Bill, went straight to rage. He said the words I'll never forget, "I'll take her out like the trash." And the worst part? He meant it. He's done it before. Anyone who remembers Amber Moore knows exactly what I'm talking about. Bill Spencer doesn't just talk big. When he's pushed, he acts. That's why he shot straight to the top of the suspect list the moment Luna's body turned up. But Bill wasn't the only one with blood in his eyes. Lee Finnegan's ruthless streak. If you've ever seen Lee Finnegan when she's angry, you know she's capable of just about anything. This is the same woman who stood in an ER, holding Sheila Carter's life in her hands, and decided not to use the defibrillator. She would have let Sheila die if Finn hadn't barged in and stopped her. That's the kind of coldness Lee is capable of. And Luna wasn't just any girl to Lee, she was family. That's what made it worse. Lee had tried in her own twisted way to save Luna before. She thought maybe redemption was possible. But when she realized Luna was beyond saving, I think something inside her snapped. Just last week, Lee actually tried to strangle her. Bill had to step in to stop it. The look in Lee's eyes that day. I'll never forget it. It wasn't anger. It was determination. That's why when the news broke that Luna was dead, my mind immediately went to Lee. I pictured her, calm and collected, finally following through on what she'd almost done before. And I couldn't even say she was wrong. Electra's fury. But if we're talking motives, Electra had one of the strongest. When Will finally broke down and told her the truth, that he'd been drunk, that Luna had tricked him, that she was pregnant, Electra's world shattered. She was disgusted that Will hadn't told her sooner, but her real fury was reserved for Luna. I was there the night Electra stormed over to Bill's house. She was shaking with rage, her voice so sharp it could have cut glass. She didn't care if Luna was dangerous. She didn't care if she was pregnant. Electra wanted her blood. And honestly, who could blame her? The thing is, Electra isn't the kind of person who plans murder. But accidents happen. Heated arguments turn into shoving matches. Shoving matches turn into something worse. If Luna had taunted her, if she'd pushed Electra's buttons like she always did, well, I can see how things might have spiraled out of control. Remy, Deacon, and old wounds. Then there's Remy Price. He's a wild card in all this. His history with stalking Electra, the way he tried to justify it, it made people hate him. But lately, he's been trying to redeem himself. Killing Luna, the girl who hurt Will and poisoned everything around her, might have felt like his chance at redemption. And then there's Deacon Sharp. He's got his own reasons to hate Luna. She manipulated his friends, twisted Sheila's lies, and dragged Tom Starr and Hollis into her chaos. Deacon's not the man he used to be. He's worked hard to turn things around. But still, when you push someone far enough, you never know what they're capable of. Steffy's return. And then, just to stir the pot even more, Steffy Forrester came back. The minute she found out Luna was alive, and worse, that she had hurt Will, her fury was like a wildfire. This wasn't just about family pride anymore. It was about survival. Luna had already shot Liam once. She'd tried to kill Steffy herself, twice. For Steffy, Luna's existence wasn't just a problem. It was a threat to her entire family. And if you know Steffy, you know she'd do anything to protect them. Some people think she could have lured Luna to that cliff, pushed her over, and walked away without a shred of regret. The night it happened. The night Luna died, no one can agree on the details. Some people say they saw her leaving Bill's house, storming off after yet another fight. Others swear they heard a scream near the cliffside. And then there are whispers about a gunshot. When they found her body, broken and lifeless, the rumors exploded. Did someone push her? Did someone shoot her? Did she stumble and fall in a drunken rage? No one knows for sure. All we know is that she's gone. And here's the sickest part. Instead of mourning her, most of us breathed easier. That's the kind of poison Luna had become. Her death didn't leave a hole. It lifted a weight. But relief doesn't erase suspicion. Every single person who hated her, which was pretty much everyone, has become a suspect. Bill, Lee, Electra, Will, Remy, Deacon, even Steffy. Everyone had a reason. Everyone had an opportunity. And now, the question isn't just who killed Luna. It's who finally had the guts to do what we were all secretly wishing for. The aftermath of Luna's death. The morning after Luna's body was found, the whole city felt different. I don't know if it was the weather or just the heaviness hanging over us, but there was this strange quiet, as if everyone was waiting for the other shoe to drop. Even the air felt heavier, like it was holding a secret no one wanted to speak aloud. I remember standing in my kitchen, coffee going cold in my hands, staring at the news alert flashing across the TV. Breaking news. Luna Nozawa dead. Investigation underway. Authorities suspect foul play. For a second, I couldn't breathe. My chest felt tight, not because I was grieving, but because I knew what this meant. This wasn't going to be some clean-cut investigation where the truth came out neatly tied with a bow. This was going to be messy, political, emotional, and it was going to tear apart everyone involved. Will's crumbling world. Will was the first person I thought about. That kid has been through enough. When the news hit, He didn't come storming into the house or punching walls like I half expected. He just collapsed inward. He sat there in silence, eyes red, staring at nothing, as if his brain couldn't process what had happened. "Does this mean it's over?" he finally whispered, his voice cracked, almost childlike. No one knew how to answer him. On one hand, yes, Luna couldn't torment him anymore. She couldn't throw his life into chaos or hold her pregnancy over his head like a weapon. But on the other hand, death doesn't erase what happened. The trauma doesn't vanish just because the source of it does. Bill tried to comfort him in his own way, though his version of comfort came off more like a threat. "You don't have to worry about her anymore, son. I told you, she wasn't going to get away with it. Nobody hurts my family and walks away." The way he said it sent a chill down my spine. Almost like he was confessing without really confessing. Katie's fear. Katie, though, saw things differently. She wasn't relieved. She was terrified. Not of Luna, of Bill. "Tell me you didn't do this," she begged him that night, her voice breaking. "Please, Bill. Tell me you didn't." Bill swore up and down he hadn't touched Luna, but the truth is, nobody really believed him. His past is littered with impulsive acts of violence. And when it came to protecting his family, Bill's hands were never clean. Katie knew that as well as anyone. I caught her crying in the kitchen later that night, her head buried in her hands. She wasn't just mourning Luna, she was mourning the possibility that the man she loved, the father of her child, might have crossed yet another line. Lee's cold silence. Then there was Lee. If Bill was loud in his rage, Lee was silent. Dead silent. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She didn't even blink when the news came on. She just stared at the screen like she was watching a patient flatline. Inevitable, expected, almost clinical. Someone asked her if she was okay, and she finally said, "I tried to save her. I was wrong." That was it. No elaboration. No explanation. Just a cold statement of fact. And then she walked away, as if she had already buried Luna in her mind long before the body hit the ground. But here's the thing about silence. It's louder than words. Lee's stillness wasn't peace. It was guilt. Or maybe it was satisfaction she didn't want anyone to see. With Lee, it's impossible to tell. Electra's breakdown. Electra didn't handle it well, either. She tried to put on this tough front, telling everyone Luna deserved it, that the world was better off without her. But behind closed doors, she unraveled. I found her one night sitting on the bathroom floor, knees pulled to her chest, mascara streaked down her face. She kept whispering, "What if they think it was me? What if it was me?" See, Electra had been the last one to publicly confront Luna. Everyone knew it. They had screamed at each other in Bill's house, so loud the neighbors heard it. What if things had escalated after that? What if Electra had pushed too hard, literally or figuratively? She couldn't remember the exact details of their last encounter. Rage does that to people. It clouds memory, makes timelines blurry. And that's the scariest part. Electra herself wasn't sure what she was capable of in that moment.